Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys news: Tyler Guyton will be back at LT after being held out for injury. The Cowboys are going to bring back Tyler Guyton as left tackle after the bye. Musical chairs has been played along the Cowboys' offensive line the last 2 weeks, but it appears the movement won't last much longer. Tyler Guyton, who was injured against Pittsburgh and did not play against Detroit on Sunday, is the guy at left tackle. Yes, he just wasn't ready to go. Cowboys owner/GM Jerry Jones said when asked if Guyton was still the left tackle for the Cowboys. And Jones wasn't the only member of the Cowboys staff to have his rookie left tackles back either. Yeah, absolutely, offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer said when asked if the best 5 offensive linemen still involved Guyton at left tackle. Tyler's a really good talented young player, he just wasn't feeling great. Support from the staff is great and needed, but Guyton needs to hold up his end of the deal too. One of the best abilities a player can have in the NFL is availability, and Guyton has already missed some crucial time with an illness in training camp and now, nearly 2 games worth of valuable snaps and experience. It was a message that head coach Mike McCarthy made sure Guyton heard. You got to practice every day, you're not going to get to where you want to be because it's all about those 5 linemen getting out there every single day to get those reps, McCarthy said on Monday. So when that doesn't happen it can be bumpy, and that's what we're going through. Dallas rarely trades for players in season, but what about trading away some? The Dallas Cowboys have just 2 games remaining against the San Francisco 49ers and Atlanta Falcons before the NFL trade deadline on November 5. If the Dallas Cowboys find themselves at 3-5, they should seriously consider trading some key players to retool for the future. Here are a few players the Cowboys must consider moving. 4. Brandon Cooks value has diminished given his recent performances and age, but the Cowboys could still trade him for a 6th or 7th round pick. Cooks doesn't appear to factor into the Cowboys' long-term plans, and moving him would open the door to evaluate younger receivers like Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, and Ryan Flournoy. This would be the perfect opportunity to see what the team has in its developing talent while gaining a draft asset in return. 3. Luke Schoonmaker. The Cowboys typically don't like to give up on their draft picks, but there's little need for Luke Schoonmaker given the current roster. Unless the team decides to move on from Jake Ferguson, they wouldn't really miss Schoonmaker. As a former 2nd-round pick with promising talent, he could be an ideal candidate to place on the trade block. Schoonmaker holds value, but it's value that the Cowboys don't necessarily need right now, making him a potential asset in a trade for draft picks or more immediate needs. 2. Trey Lance. The Cowboys' plans for Trey Lance became clear when they decided to extend Dak Prescott. This makes Lance an appealing, low-cost trade target for teams in need of quarterback help, such as the Miami Dolphins, Las Vegas Raiders, and Tennessee Titans. Shaq hilariously pitches Cowboys Jerry Jones to sign intriguing free agent RB. Not only did the Dallas Cowboys not make a splash in free agency ahead of the 2024 NFL season, but they were also arguably the least active team in the league. While the Cowboys could have addressed numerous areas of need, the approach to one specific position baffled fans. Dallas entered free agency with a significant need at the running back position, as 2023 starter Tony Pollard was a free agent. Owner Jerry Jones opted to bring back Ezekiel Elliott for a second stint with the team while names such as Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, and Saquon Barkley joined new teams. This set up a committee featuring Elliott, 2020 undrafted free agent signing Rico Dowdle, and 2023 6th-round pick Deuce Vaughn. But as the Cowboys head into their bye week at 3-3, the team ranks last in the NFL in rushing yards per game at 77.2. With Dallas's glaring struggles running the ball, Cowboys fan and Basketball Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal has decided to take things into his own hands. During a recent episode of The Big Podcast with Shaq, the NBA legend sat down with free agent running back Leonard Fournette. After confirming Fournette was still unsigned, O'Neal turned his attention to the camera to send a message to Jones and the Cowboys. Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones. It's me, your boy, Shaq. Look at him, Fournette, looking good, six-pack. He's ready to go. O'Neal said. All right, Jerry Jones? Stop messing around. Fournette doubled down on O'Neal's message by agreeing and reminding Jones that he's only 29 years old. Facts, I'm still 29, 29, 29, Fournette added. Unfortunately for Fournette, Jones and the Cowboys appear to be locked in on using primarily Dowdle and Elliott. Dowdle currently leads the team with 246 rushing yards on 59 attempts, while Elliott has 115 yards on 38 attempts. Vaughn has only received 7 carries for 20 yards this season. Beyond that, the Cowboys have Dalvin Cook on the practice squad but have yet to elevate him to the active roster for a game. Dallas making a move at running back would make sense, but before any free agent draws consideration, Jones and company will almost certainly want to see what Cook can provide. Fournette spent the first 3 years of his NFL career with the Jacksonville Jaguars after being selected number 4 overall in the 2017 NFL Draft. He totaled 2,631 rushing yards and 17 touchdowns in 36 games before joining the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020. Over 43 career games with the Bucs, Fournette tallied 1,847 yards on the ground with 17 scores. He's also played in 9 total playoff games, winning a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay and scoring 9 touchdowns over that span. Tom Brady versus Jerry Jones. Could Cowboys face recruiting war for Bill Belichick? After a 17-month vetting, Tom Brady has been approved as an official minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Per league rules, he is subject to the strict guidelines pertaining to gambling, tampering, criticizing officials, and even as lead analyst for Fox, watching an opposing team's practices. He can, however, help the Raiders recruit their potential next head coach. One that the Dallas Cowboys might be interested in, also. Bill Belichick, front and center. Brady, the 7-time Super Bowl champion and future Hall of Famer, is already rumored to be reaching out to his old New England Patriots coach. The two won 6 championships together in Foxborough. The rumor comes from Barstool Sports, which says 2 different sources from high up in the Patriots organization have told them that Brady's first move as part owner will be to gauge Belichick's interest in becoming the Raiders' head coach. The Raiders have a current coach in Antonio Pierce, who took over as the interim last year in the wake of Josh McDaniels' firing. But Las Vegas is off to a 2-4 start, doesn't have a franchise quarterback, and just traded away star receiver Davante Adams. The Cowboys, of course, also have a head coach in Mike McCarthy. Even though he's lame duck without a contract past this season, owner Jerry Jones reiterated on Tuesday that he will not fire him during the season. Reminded that he fired Wade Phillips during the season in 2010, Jones responded, "But I won't do it again. That team was 1-7. We're 3-3. Totally different situation, and I'm not even considering that." And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Bill Belichick? Leave your opinion in the comments.